Yo, what's up guys? I'm Sam. Welcome back to another video. I was looking for some good news to cover today, and boy, do I have the story for you. So I'm scarfing down some lunch. I'm scrolling through Twitter at the same time, to multitask, and I see this story about two college kids, just like a year older than me, that somehow finessed Apple out of nearly $1 million in iPhones. Which is just the craziest thing that I've ever read, because I need to know how I can get in on this. Obviously, for legal reasons, that was a joke, guys. Don't come after me because I'm not gonna be stealing any iPhones anytime soon, but I do wanna tell you this story. So apparently, this is actually a huge issue. Apple was at one time, and probably still today, losing billions of dollars a year due to people basically getting fake iPhones from China, bringing them to Apple stores saying that their iPhone still under warranty doesn't turn on, so Apple can't check the device. And reportedly, Apple was just kind of saucing out iPhones at one point to anybody that would be bringing in broken devices. In fact, according to the information, back in the peak of this happening, back in 2013, Apple, at least in China, 60% of their iPhone replacements were fraudulent. And it took them a really long time to actually figure things out. And apparently here in the States now, two students were just wholeheartedly taking advantage of that loophole. Now I've read to skirt that in places like China, Apple is making it a much longer and lengthier process to get these replacements. Now you might be asking how this is even possible. How do two college age kids steal nearly $1 million in product? It was $895,000 in total. And the funniest part of this story to me is how many claims these two kids came up with. This one dude of the two, again, an Oregon college student, submitted over 1,500 claims for broken and non-working iPhones, and then Apple sent out 1,500 phones. In fact, he submitted 3,000, of which 1,500 were approved, and I guess they were sent to all kinds of different addresses so it wouldn't look that suspicious. Public documents of like the suit and the complaint are online. Apple had sent the dude cease and desist orders, which means they said, hey bro, we know you're scamming us, so before we sue you for everything you have, they were gonna say, hey, we won't do anything legally if you just stop scamming us, if you stop bringing in your broken Chinese iPhones and having us give you perfectly new and working phones in exchange, because obviously it's a little fraudulent. I smell a little fraudulent, some suspicious activity here. I just want to know if it was the same Apple store every time, because I feel like there's no way that it could have been, but I also feel like there's always going to be that one employee in the store that's just like not really caring, they're not really there, and they're just like, yeah dude, this is the 42nd time we've seen you this week with the same iPhone 7, like heck yeah, we're gonna fix it for you. And also, props to the defense lawyer for this dude putting out a statement as beautiful as this. The individual was not aware of any alleged counterfeiting, and we believe that they're going to be vindicated of the crime. He didn't know that it was wrong that he was taking fake broken iPhones and getting new working iPhones in exchange. Of course, he didn't know. He's just a senior in college. What? That's the stupidest argument I've ever heard. Honestly, dude, I'm willing to take the reins as your defense lawyer because I kind of know a little bit about Apple products and I think I can dig you out of this hole. If you just say maybe you were selling the iPhones to get people to subscribe to iupdate, then I think you're gonna be clear. I think your name will be vindicated as this suggests. Yo, so I'm rereading this and I definitely thought this was over the course of like, a college education, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe even 8 years of the dude was going to iPhone scam grad school. Out of the 3,000 claims that this dude made in his time running the circuit, somehow he thought it was a good idea to submit 2,000 of them to Apple in 2017 alone. 2,000 iPhones for repair in 2017. Are you out of your mind? Did you really think that no one was gonna notice that 2,000 iPhones were coming from a very similar set of locations or addresses to get fixed and just all happened to be unfunctional? They all fell in the same little kiddie pool. I honestly get so much entertainment out of reading these stories because these are things that you would see on The Onion, things that aren't real. Like, just imagine the headline. Dude sends 3,000 iPhone warranty claims to Apple in no fear of getting caught. Like, this is not a real story. This should never have happened. And somehow this poor kid probably got roped into this and didn't really know what he was doing. Now, I don't want to say that he didn't know what he was doing because he definitely did. But, I mean, think of it this way. If somebody's offering you a bunch of money, I would take it. It's a joke, bro. Calm down. Charlie in the back's getting a little excited here. You know what? I just saw a photo in this article. I take back everything I said. This kid knew exactly what he was doing. Just look at the number of phones that he was getting in one shipment. There's no question that this was not real. Obviously, the kid knew that he wasn't doing this just to make $50 on the side. The kid made I mean, up to $900,000. What do you even do with that much money? Buy the iPhone 10. You get like 2 iPhone 10s with that much money. Also, again, like just the methodology behind this just makes me angry on every single claim. It wasn't one with a broken power button that wouldn't work. It wasn't one with a bad battery. It wasn't one that just wouldn't turn on because it fell into the pool or something under Apple Care. They all, 100% of them, said the phone just stopped working and won't turn on. Really? The same reasoning for every single iPhone? Dude, be smarter than that. I don't know, maybe I'm overthinking this, but did the dude really not think that 3,000 shipments of iPhones in or 3,000 requests were eventually gonna somehow all connect back to him? I mean, I'm scared to submit one iPhone warranty claim in fears that Apple's gonna call me out as fraudulent, but 3,000? 2,000 in 2017 alone? Bro, just enjoy the iPhone you have and move on with your day and get your engineering degree. By the way, engineering's pretty hard from what I hear. I'm a comm major at college, but this dude was apparently an engineering major along with the other kid that was involved. And I don't know how these kids had time to get their engineering degree at a university and simultaneously steal half of Apple's global iPhone repair stock. That's a pretty impressive feat. And I guess they got the degree, I guess they graduated, but the engineering degree ain't gonna do you much good when you're sitting in juvie. This story to me is almost as funny as the person who sued Apple for the wallpaper on the iPhone XS hiding the notch, and then they claimed that they didn't know there was actually a notch, which is sort of fair, but also extremely obvious that it's still there in every other picture of the iPhone XS. Either way, I wanted to bring you guys something a little bit differently. Maybe you're working on your engineering degree and you're thinking about the same thing. Maybe you're somebody who's doing this. If you are, please stop. Apple is actually losing a enormous amount of money. I mean, from 2 kids, $1 million almost? 900,000, 895,000 buckaroos going out the window because 2 people were buying iPhones or getting iPhones from China and then selling them, quote unquote, back to Apple for a free iPhone in return. And I guarantee this is at least part of the reason that our iPhones cost so much money, so stop doing it. You know, there's one positive to this story though. The dude now has free built-in Find My iPhone or Find Myself for life because he's got to wear a GPS tracker, and this is just so fun. I don't know why, I always get a kick out of people with GPS trackers, but I just think it's kind of funny. I do have one serious note to end the video. I was seeing on Reddit that a lot of Apple Store employees were actually chiming in on this, saying, this happens at my store, this happens at my store, this happens at my store, in the Midwest, on the East Coast, on the West Coast, up north, down south here in the US. So it seems like this is still a relatively big problem. I mean, even Apple admitted that, or not admitted publicly, but reportedly 20% of all iPhone returns in China are still 100% fraudulent. 20%, 100% fraudulent. 20% of the iPhone returns are no good. They're kaput in China, and Apple's losing money there in a market where they're already struggling. So I'm not saying that this is the main reason that our iPhones cost a lot of money, but I am saying that, I mean, even for Apple, a few $1 billion loss a year is not something they're going to look away at, considering they were a $1 trillion company and now they're not. They're trying to go back. But it seems to be a pretty significant issue, something that I've never really talked about. I thought I could bring you this story in sort of an entertaining, fascinating way. Just know you guys should never do this. And if you have ever done this before, stop it. Stop it right now and turn yourself into the proper authorities before the iUpdate army comes and snatches you up and brings you to the Apple police. Anyway, guys, that is all I have for you in this video. Drop a like if you enjoyed it, hit subscribe for more, and I'll leave my links down below to where you can read the full comical stories down below. I'll see you guys later.